The No Nonsense Roundtable, a weekly radio show and podcast where host Dom Genova interviews guests from all walks of life, all with amazing stories to tell. And now, here's your host, Dom Genova.
Well, hi, everybody. This is Dom, and I have a very special show for you today because it is a compilation of a number of shows over the years. And I think the first time I interviewed this individual, it was back in 2019, and one of my first guests. And we just lost this fellow the day after Christmas this year. He was a giant in the music business and in the music industry in Rochester in particular. And his name is Chuck Brucato. Chuck Brucato is an inductee in the Rochester Music Hall of Fame. He had a group back in the 60s that a lot of you might remember. It's the Rustics, and they recorded at Motown back in the day. And from there, he came back home and was a performer and did a lot of the jingles you hear on the radio and TV. Just an incredible marketing guy. He had a real great sense of what people wanted to hear and how you could transmit that through music and lyrics. He was really incredible. And that's one of the first things you're going to hear is a little bit of a talk with Don Alhart and Chuck and myself about a jingle that we did for the Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp. And you might have heard it, but Don really does a great job of explaining the process and whatever. And I say Chuck was a great marketing guy, but he, beyond being a great marketing guy, is just a great guy. And over the years, Chuck and I started to bond. I mean, I said at his funeral that I couldn't imagine that I was his best friend, and not in a negative way, but he's been in Rochester, was in Rochester for all of his life, had all these old friends. I'm sure he had better friends than I, but I never had a better friend than Chuck. Chuck was literally my best friend. We got to, being maybe two old Italian guys. He was my older brother. I said to him that he really was the brother I never had, and we would tease each other about that, who's older and who's younger and whatever. But he was like my older brother. I could talk to Chuck about everything. We spent a lot of time together eating. I had him over the house with Gene Cornish, who he idolized, and Gene loved him too, and having some of my mom's clam sauce, and when we weren't doing things like that, we would be on the sun deck having a sausage and peppers and polishing off a bottle of wine and talking about his life and the life of our families, and he would speak of his grandson Jake the Great all the time. And one of my favorite stories is that he couldn't get through his head that my grandson's name was Lorenzo, not Leonardo. And so it went so far that we had one of our friends who volunteered, and he made a shirt for Lorenzo that says, "My name is Lorenzo, not Leonardo." So Chuck would be able to identify the child, and we did things like that, and I miss him dearly. And what you're going to hear Chuck, and then you can hear Chuck with Joe, and you're going to hear Chuck with Joe and Jake the Great, his grandson. And this is really special stuff that really brings joy to my heart. And so hearing that, so settle down, put on your seatbelts, and you are in for an unusual but a very pleasant ride.
It's a magical place for kids of all abilities.
At no charge, the Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp has been serving children of all abilities for the last 100 years. Help us grow into the next 100 years. Go to sunshinecamp.org to learn more about how you can help.
Where kids have no barriers to fun.
The Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp.
Well, my guest today is Chuck Brucato, who produced that ad for the Rotary Sunshine Camp with the cooperation of Tracy Dreisbach, who is the executive director of the Sunshine Camp, and Mr. Don Alhart. And I happen to have Mr. Don Alhart on the phone right now. And Don, that was a pretty good thing that Chuck came up with, isn't it?
It's a marvelous jingle, Dom and Chuck, as you know. It really focuses on the camp, and there's all of Chuck's jingles have done. It's something you keep in your mind, and every time you hear it, you kind of envision, in our case, all of that camp represents. And it's a simple phrase, no barriers to fun, but in those simple moments and those simple musical notes, the whole camp kind of comes alive in your mind and imagination, and that's what we had hoped to accomplish. And Chuck and our group, in talking about it and bringing it, really made that happen. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you very much, Don. It was a nice compliment, and of course, it was a team effort between you and Tracy and Dom, and I really enjoyed it. And the kids had a lot of fun singing it, and I hope, and I'm sure it'll be very successful for a lot of years for you.
And that's what the show today is all about. The different music branding and jingles that Chuck has done that you hear on TV or the radio, and the contribution that he's made to Rochester. Don?
Well, what fascinates me most is when we sat down to talk about this, and Chuck's ability to instantly translate a part of a sentence he hears into a musical jingle. We'd be sitting there and say, well, he'll say, what is a camp? Well, it's, a camp. We don't have any barriers. I mean, no barriers to fun. Okay, no. And you can see the notes clicking in his eyes and his face. He immediately translates the core of what we're talking about. Whether it's, and, you'll talk about some of his other jingles, I'm sure, but I can picture those strategy sessions with others as well. He takes those little snippets that we talk about and instantly transforms them into musical clips in his mind. And when you put all of those results together, you've got a jingle that people are going to cherish for decades and decades to come.
Well, I have to say that I worked for Chrysler for 17 years, the company itself, in corporate capacity, and then had my dealership since 1994. And the thing about Chuck is he, quote unquote, he gets it, because what his jingles do, his branding does, it communicates something. It communicates a feeling. It communicates a topic, and it connects with people, which is wonderful, because that's exactly what he did with his Rotary Sunshine Camp. Well, what kind of feeling do you want? It's supposed to be upbeat. Yeah. Who's your audience? And at one time he called me, and I think this was unbelievable. He calls me one morning. I'm out there getting the mail, and he goes, we got this line in there, and we have the kids singing it, but the kids wouldn't say that. I mean, it just bothers me. And he was Don. He was spot on. Yeah. So the kids are singing what the kids are supposed to be singing. The rest of the singers are singing what they're supposed to be singing. It's all because he had that sense.
Yeah, and that's the key. I mean, that insight, that ability to transform that is what makes it so very, very special. It's a talent in Rochester that is to be appreciated, and for the most part, he's behind the scenes. He's creating all of this for us to hear. As soon as people hear a jingle, as we discussed many times, they're genuinely surprised. You mean that was done here? Those people are singing here? I can remember when we were talking about the camp, I just said to Chuck and all of you as we strategized, I said, in my mind, when people hear this jingles, I want to picture kids around a campfire, some of them with challenges, some with not, some in wheelchairs, maybe not, making s'mores around a campfire. Now, that was my vision. I said, if you can make that into music, go ahead. And that's exactly what Chuck did.
And the intent of my show today is, and you hit the nail on the head. He's behind the scenes doing these things, and people don't know. So this is the intent of the No Nonsense Roundtable this Saturday morning, is to let more people know about Chuck and the great stuff that he does.
And people should. And the jingles there, humming and singing, and the phone numbers we all remember, not because it's something we've seen on the web, but a phone number that we can sing. I can picture people dialing a phone sometime. 271. I can picture people singing as their finger hits each note, which is really a number on a phone, because they remember how we put it together.
Yeah. And he's worked with some wonderful advertising agencies here. We're going to be talking a little bit about that. But thank you for calling in, Don. I really do appreciate it. And your work with the Rotary Sunshine Camp is legendary, and it's a wonderful organization. And God bless you for what you do, Don.
Thank you very much, Dom.
And thank you for the jingle. And Dom, thank you for making it happen. I think that's something I need to point out as well. Without Dom connecting with you, Chuck, and Dom saying, I want to make this happen for the camp. The combination is that's what it's all about. The teamwork, the camaraderie,
exactly.
The community spirit in this town is what makes us all thrive.
Oh, and Don, it wouldn't have happened unless you gave me that recommendation to go see the place, because man, oh man alive, is that some great organization and some great facility that you have. So again, God bless you for what you do, Don. Thanks for calling in.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you. Well, Chuck, that was a pretty good testimonial there from Mr. Alhart, don't you think?
Wow, I'm really excited about that. It was very nice of him.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how you got to do this from where you started, because you had a group, the Rustics, in the early 60s, right? You were recording at Barry Gordy's studio, Motown, out in Detroit, right? We did 2 albums at Motown, and the Rustics, it was a series of coincidences, really. My friends and I, there were 4 of us, just loved to sing. That's all we wanted to do. We had no thoughts of being rock stars or any of that stuff. So we, 2 or 3 nights a week, we'd sing at my friend's house. Just loved singing harmony. One night, we went to a bar to have beer afterwards, and we're in the booth. We're the only ones there. The door opens, a guy comes in, says, "You guys sound really good. Why don't you play at my place in Ontario?" Mm-hmm. I just opened a bar. And I said, "Well, we don't have a band." And he says, "Well, can you get one?" I said, "Well, yeah, okay, I'll put one together. But we don't have any equipment." He says, "How much is equipment?" And this is the early 60s. I said, "I don't know, a couple $100. He goes, "Here, boom, boom," and he lays down 200. He says, "I'll see you in a week at my bar. You play Friday nights." And we all looked at each other and said, "You guys really want to do this?" And we were all working at the time, obviously. So we said, yeah, it'll be fun to be at a bar and sing songs, I guess. So my parents had 2 10-inch speakers in the basement. I got those. Took the 200 down to Rochester Supply, something or other, and got a 50-watt Bogan amplifier and 2 gold microphones. And we plugged that all together. I don't even know if they blew up or not. And we went out there, and that's how the whole thing started. And from there, we just went from different members left and different members came in, and we got different opportunities to play here and there. And next thing you know, we're at Motown Records. It was quite a that's a whole story in itself, because you have Barry Gordy stories, you have Diana Ross stories, and all these other things, and how things were done in those days. But how did you get into the marketing? I mean, this is a tremendous pivot, and you have a talent for this, telling a story with your music.
Boy, that's interesting.
What was the first one you did? One of the first ones.
The very first one, I actually, after the band, I worked for Jay Advertising for a while. Mm-hmm. And I think the first one we did was Everybody's Driving Scuddy. Everybody's Driving Scuddy. And several others there. And then when I went on my own, I did a lot of stuff out west also. That a lot of car dealers. And,
well, you worked with a couple of big advertising agencies. Jay, we'll talk a little bit about Jay later, but big advertising agency that's based here in Rochester that's done the themes for HBO and a lot of stuff for the Olympics and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And well, Ferdinand and I did the CBS Movie of the Week theme, which was a pretty big deal.
That is 80s. A big deal. You see, people don't know this stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you're on the show.
Yeah. And the early stuff, Old West, look at those ladies looking good in those jeans. Old West, and Pizza Kitchens, pizza.
Well, we're going to talk about some of the local ads that you do, and so what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little retail here too. You're still doing this as a career, and we're going to tell people how to get in touch with you. But the other neat thing I want to mention is that you are in the Rochester Music Hall of Fame too. So.
Oh, that was quite an honor. That was a big honor. I mean, to be at the Eastman Theater, be on the stage at the Eastman Theater, and after all those years, knowing all the people that have been on that stage through the years, it's really an honor.
Yeah.
And we got, I guess I could say, we got 2 standing ovations, which really, really excited me. You know, that people really remembered the music and still enjoyed the music. And a lot of people still listen to the Rustics albums. And hello, everybody out there, your Rustics fans.
Well, we're about ready to head to a break, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pose a question to our listeners. I'm going to say, one of the jingles is that there's a restaurant on Park Avenue, and you wrote a jingle for them, and after the break, we're going to play that jingle. I'm going to let everybody kind of wonder what it is, and then we're going to talk to the person that owns the business. So that'll be right after this.
Sooner or later, everybody dines at Giants. Everybody dines at Giants.
Yeah, Giants, a wonderful restaurant on Park Avenue. And I happen to have on the phone Mr. Peter Giants, who owns Giants. So welcome to the No Nonsense Roundtable, Mr. Giants.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit about your relationship here with Mr. Brucato and the jingle and what it's done for you.
You know, I'll tell you, many, many years ago, he was introduced to me through another person. And the focus of that was to kind of create a jingle for the restaurant. And that's where our relationship started. And we sat down. I remember sitting down, talking with him at the restaurant. We was asking a bunch of questions about, what we're like. Not that he hadn't patronized us before, but really some detailed questions that made us think about who our clientele is or who is not. Maybe that's an easier way to answer the question. Then all of a sudden we had these CDs presented to us. Okay, so now we're kind of going back, aging ourselves how long ago it was, and I listened to it and I'm like, wow, this hits, this hits, it sticks, it sounds great. And now we fast forward 20 years later, I'll still have people who will be sitting down eating. I'll walk by the table and they will hum this jingle still today.
Yeah. And Chuck, you were telling me a story the other day about your thought process about Giants, because in typical good marketing fashion, you're looking to hit a certain audience, and Giants has a very varied audience. And tell us a little bit about your thought process with that.
Well, I've always been very familiar with the Park Avenue area. And, there are people who have lived there for years, and they're into the Philharmonic and the arts. And then there's a lot of transient college kids and high school kids. And so it's a really eclectic area. So I didn't want to do anything that was on the radio or that was very current. And I'm trying to figure out what would all these people relate to, all these different age groups and et cetera. And I kept breaking it down, and I said, well, just a very basic blues idea. And I really thought that everybody could relate to that. And it's not heavy blues, but it's blues oriented. And just a simple line, sooner or later, everybody dines at Giants. When I brought that in, I said, gee, I hope Peter gets this. because it's not something that's going to knock you over the head. But that's another thing I don't like to do. To come up with things that burn out over a month.
Well, you are absolutely right.
I mean, this has got legs. Obviously, it's what? How old is this, Peter? 20 years old? 15 years old?
Easily 20 years old, a jingle.
Yeah.
And the restaurant, we're 51.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's still one of my favorites. And I'm not saying that because you're on the air. It's just something about it that just I enjoy.
No, I look at this and I see that you have a broad audience for this jingle. Mm-hmm. Everybody, it's not niche, so you don't want some music that's just going to hit one demographic.
Exactly.
It's broad, it's rememberable, if that's a word, you can remember it, and it has legs, and you build equity in it. That's like you did the jingle for my dealerships, Genesee Valley, Valley, and GeneseeValley.com. And over time, you build equity in it. Mm-hmm. And people, you're right, you go places and people start singing it to you. And that is that's like the holy grail, of jingles. So Peter, you're going to keep on using this jingle again.
I don't see us not using it. It's but I think you said it right on point for us. When we look at our clientele, I'll look in the dining room and I'll see young people, old people, everyone in the middle. One time we had 4 generations at one table.
Exactly.
And I think that's where through knowing the customer, not just our customers, but me as, so to speak, as the customer. It was perfect. It really hit well for us, and it was an understanding of both, me and our customer base. What more do we want?
Well, thank you very much, Peter.
Charlotte, you'll save a lot. We're making your home a lot more enjoyable. We know a lot. We've got a lot. You'll save a lot. Charlotte.
And the jingle you just heard was for Charlotte Appliance. And I have Anthony Augustinelli on the phone, who owns Charlotte Appliance. So, Anthony, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Don?
Now, how long have you been in business?
90 years.
90 years. Oh, yep. Man, I have to tell
90
you.
90 years.
God bless you. In this day and age.
I'm the 3rd generation.
That's great. That is great.
My daughter just started about a year ago, so we have the 4th generation up and running.
Oh, that is just wonderful. I mean, you've seen a lot of changes in the past in the past number of years, and you seem to be thriving, surviving, and part of it is because you have a great jingle.
That's right. That's it. It certainly didn't hurt. It's a great jingle, and a lot of people, are walking around singing that jingle for 25, 30 years now. So it's worked out well for us.
Well, thank you very much. And I also would like to say that there was a jingle that I worked with a great team at Frontline Advertising, Frank Detestable and John Brown, and worked it all out. And I went and put the music together, and I'm so happy that it's been successful all these years.
Yeah, it really came together nice, and it still resonates after all these years. So we were fortunate that you and Frank were able to come up with something like that.
There are 2 things in particular I like about that jingle. One, it says something. It says something of value. It doesn't hit you in a really hard retail way, but it just says something nice and gentle. And the other thing is that the alliteration in there, Charlotte, you'll save a lot. I mean, it just hits you when you look at the town of Charlotte. You want to say saves a lot.
Yeah, it came together nice. It's like you're saying, it says a lot of different things, and it's soft sale, and it's really done tastefully.
Yeah, great family business. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate. Well, this is like Chuck Brucato. This is your life day. So, So I appreciate it. Keep on doing the great things you're doing there, Anthony.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good day. All right, Don, Chuck, have a good day.
Oh, that's another testimonial for you there, right?
No.
But there's a certain alliteration there too, and then tell me some of the other ones that you've done. I mean, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this. Just City Mattress, Crossfield Hearing, Rochester Colonial, Bill
City
Graves.
Mattress. Wake up to that City Mattress feeling. Stretch out to the ceiling and you're ready for today. Good nights and good mornings and you feel good all the time. It's that City Mattress feeling fine.
So did you ever have anything that just didn't work? I remember there was somebody I was talking to with a sub shop, and they had like a tripe sandwich or something.
Oh,
It didn't work. I mean,
geez, I wonder why.
I didn't. Is there anything that you've done that you're like,
Oh boy,
or some are just more successful than others? You're such a good marketing guy that you can't tell us anything that bombed, right?
Well, one thing that shocked me one time was, I don't know if the British still in business was, I had to meet with Harley Davidson. And I said, well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go into this old garage and there's going to be these biker guys around and everything. And I went all the way out there and I met this beautiful lady in this absolutely pristine shop with all this wonderful Harley Davidson equipment.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, wow, this is... and I came up with Harley Davidson, everything you need to get on your Harley and ride.
Yeah. Well, there's your niche marketing. That doesn't have to be really broad because... and that's a pretty good example of a company that transformed themselves into it's just a lot of rich guys have Harleys now. It's not like in the old. It's not like in the old days. People that are searching for their youth, let's say. Right,
and then going back and playing it for the Harv's people. And then there were a few bikers out there, and I said, boy, I hope I come out of this. And they loved it. They really.
And that's exactly the opposite of what you do with Giants. Yeah.
Here's another great tip from AirQuip Heating and Air. Quality is in the air. Heating and Air.
Well, that's the jingle everybody knows is for AirQuip Heating and Air Conditioning. We've heard it over the years. It kind of resonates kind of nicely in your mind. And I happen to have Mr. Phil Young, who is the owner of AirQuip Heating and Air Conditioning, on the phone. And Phil, this jingle kind of works for you, doesn't it, buddy?
Yeah, it does. We've been using that jingle in our TV commercials and our radio for about a decade now. And I can't even pull into Wegmans without having customers sing it to me when they see the lettering on the vehicle. So our technicians get the similar response as well. Our customers seem to really resonate with it, and Chuck just did a great job with us on that.
And I think that's one of the keys of a good jingle is that you have it for years and years and years, and it gets associated with you and associated with your business. But you also have to have a great business behind it, because the jingle is not going to do your business for you. It's just going to lead people to your business. And I know AirQuip is a darn good HVAC company, and I use it myself.
Yeah, I mean, we strive for just the highest customer service, and we just really like seeing customers happy. And I think that's also the upbeat of the jingle goes along with kind of the upbeat nature of how we approach our business and services.
Yeah, I can see that. It sort of sets a mood for you. Well, that's good. Well, congratulations on having such a successful business and having such success with your jingle and the stuff that Chuck has done for you. So with that, thanks for calling in, and good luck to you.
Great. Thank you.
Well, another happy customer, Phil Young, but you got to get a lot of that. People know the jingle. They may not know that you did the jingle, but they know the jingle. And a lot of this stuff is done from advertising agencies, like you said. I mean, it's a team thing, and Jay Advertising. And
Jay and Frontline. And, I've had and a lot of account execs from a lot of the radio and TV stations, iHeart and Channel
Oh, yeah.
8 and those people.
Yeah, that's why I
work with a lot of great people on these things. And
that's how I got you years ago that did the Genesee Valley, because my advertising rep at iHeart said, "Oh, you should really get this fella." And I said, "Yeah, Chuck who?"
yeah.
We should have a you know what? We should have a jingle for you. What does it say? The shoemaker's kids don't have the best shoes, or something? You know, how about Brucato music? What would that sound like?
Well, let's see.
Compado with Brucato. Well, let's start talking about some of the. I know you have a list of about, I don't know, like a few dozen out there. But well, let's give somebody a little bit of an eye wash of some of the more famous ones.
You're getting hungry, say, gimme, 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 Bill Gray.
That's great. Yeah.
Let's see. Share the good times. Tom Waltz. Paris Heating and Cooling. Let's see. Trinity Home Reservations, call 222 Roof. I hope they're enjoying this. We're gonna pick 'em at Wickham Farms.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
You know, the amazing thing is, I think a lot of people think this stuff is done in New York City on Madison Avenue or whatever. It's locally grown. You know, locally grown advertising that you do
And by the way, I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm a writer-producer, and none of this could be. I have to mention somebody I've worked with for almost 30 years, and that's Andy Calabrese on a lot of this stuff as far as arrangements, and he's an excellent keyboardist, and he's become an excellent recording engineer. So my bud, Andy Calabrese, deserves some credit for a lot of this stuff.
Well, he did the Rotary Sunshine Camp, right?
Right, that's where we recorded that.
Yeah, I saw his studio. It's just I was just amazed that you're producing that kind of stuff in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's
the quality of equipment these days, and it just, you don't have to go to these monumental studios anymore. You could do it in very small spaces with the quality and the style of equipment that we can use today.
Mm-hmm. And you have a team of people you can draw from. I mean, the kids that you had. Well, your grandson was one of those kids.
Yeah, my grandson, Jake the Great, I call him.
And he's what? He's like 8, right?
Yeah, he's 8. He just turned 8. And he and the other, 3 others, they did a great job. They were just wonderful kids, and they were so excited to be in there, in the studio, rather. And also, there's so many singers and musicians that I use on these, like Alyssa Coco and Johnny Cummings, and I hate to say anything because I'm going to forget somebody, Gladstone, and just so many talented people that you can count on to do a great job.
Yeah.
Very professional.
Yep. So the other thing is you're still performing. You perform with your son, and let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, you obviously don't do that for anything other than the love of doing it.
Exactly. We perform Friday night, and I just love doing that because it's every once in a while. I'm performing with my son, obviously, so we have a great time doing that. And not too many sons want their 42-year-old father up on the stage with them, so I have to hand it to him for that. Because, come on, Dad, come on. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Come on. And being the ham that I am, I have to go up and.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and he's got talent. It's not like he doesn't have talent. And
very talented writer, and becoming a good producer also.
Here we are at Rochester, New York, on a beautiful August morning, and these two rock and roll legends, Felix Cavalieri and Chuck Brucato, are going to sing something for you, and it's going to be totally relevant. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3. It's a beautiful morning, yeah. I think I'll go outside for a while
And just smile.
and just smile.
Thanks, boys.
And bring in some green fresh air. Go any further, we got.
Well, we're back having a great conversation with the Brucato clan. It's, Brucato, it's like a Corleone thing. Maybe you should have a compound or something like that. So 3 generations of the Brucato lineage. We have Chuck Brucato, wonderful musician, composer. He does the best Hoochie Coochie Man, which is actually a song. He does the best Hoochie Coochie Man you could ever imagine.
That's for sure.
We have his son, Joe. So Jake, let me ask you a question. What's your earliest memory of your grandfather? Like what was singing and music and whatever?
Probably when we did the Rochester with the camp.
Really? Was that the first thing you've done with him? Or I know you probably sing with him a lot, but that's the first thing you've actually recorded for somebody to use like on the radio and stuff?
Well, the first one was Sweet Tango Apples with the commercial.
Alyssa,
Yeah.
He sang lead on this one of his
Sweet
commercials.
Tango Apples.
Oh, we're gonna have to find that and play that on the show.
Well, listen to this one.
Yeah.
It's a magical place for kids of all abilities.
The Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp.
Oh my God! Jake, your granddad talks about you all the time. I mean, he just the love that this guy has. Now, let me ask you a question. We were talking about at the last segment when Joe was born, and it was like, oh my God, it's Joe, and How'd you feel with Jake? Same thing, right? Well,
it was a funny thing. It was a delayed action thing because I remember I was holding him in my arms, and I had an intellectual love, I called it. I really love this kid. I really love this kid.
Yeah.
It was all in my mind.
Yeah.
And I said, I really love this kid.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I got zapped. I still have the picture. I was holding him in my arms.
Zapped by what?
Love.
Oh! All of a sudden, it went zap. And I said, I really love this kid. It was a love zap.
Well, it was in The Godfather. They called it Thunderbolt. Right? You have the Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolt.
Yeah, it's not Apollina. It's as Jake the Great. We have like 5 minutes left in this segment. So why don't you guys play a little song for me between the two or the three of you? What do you got going there, Joe?
Okay. Well, I'll be the leader on this one, and I'm going to do one with Jake real quick. Then I'll do 2 with my father.
Okay.
We're going to do the ending of... so I was in his house. I know exactly how much time we got. Just stick with me now. I know what we're doing here. And he knows what he's doing more than both of us, don't you, Jake? You're a radio star now.
Well, he's better looking than the two of you.
Are you kidding me? There's no doubt
There's no question about
comparison.
That. Yeah, no comparison.
Anyways...
you look like you could be Superman.
Look
at the smile on his face. I didn't insult him by saying you do. You look like you could be Superman. Go ahead.
So him and I have always done music together as well. That's probably his earliest memory of me. And so he challenged me sometimes. He'd say, one time I was at his house, maybe this was 2 years ago, and there was a tree. He goes, make up something about that tree. Mm-hmm. I didn't write every lyric on this. It's a short, 30-second thing. And then he sings it with me. But it's really meaningful. I like it. It goes... Take me to a place where I am home again, far away from all that's come undone. Help me find a tree that I could climb and find me. Time is like a bird that just goes flying by, disappearing right into the breeze. And no one really knows just where all the time goes. Now sing it with me. The whole thing. Take me to it. Get to the mic. Take me to a place where I am home again, far away from all that's come undone. Help me find a tree
that I can come and find me.
Well, welcome back for our last section of the My Three Brucatos, I guess we decided to call this show. We should do this every year. I mean, this is really delightful seeing the three of you guys here and perform for free on my radio show, of course. And this will be on YouTube later on this afternoon, so everybody can just download it on YouTube, and it's on iHeart Podcasts also. And I have been promising everybody that they would hear a little bit of Hoochie Coochie Man, which is I've gotten to be in love with the song when I saw Joe play this. What was that place at the lake that you played?
Tropics.
Yeah,
Tropics. Yes, back last year. And Anita and I are in the balcony, and we're listening to you. It was like, ooh, wow. I'm a big believer in wow. You know, you guys probably
the wow factor.
The wow factor. Yeah. Oh my Lord, you got to go back there because it's so good. So I now that I've lifted everybody's expectation of this, go ahead, give us a little bit of Hoochie Coochie Man, will you?
Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, got a man child coming, gonna be a son of a gun. Make all you pretty women jump and shout. I'm here to tell you what it's all about, 'cause I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. I'm the Hoochie Coochie Man. Everybody knows I'm here.
He is the Hoochie Coochie.
He's the Hoochie Coochie Man. You know, you hear these entertainers that play it. Bobby Rush was here, 3-time Grammy winner.
Oh, great!
Great guy,
yeah.
Great blues guy. And if you're not as good or better than him, it wouldn't embarrass him by listening to you and hearing that either. It's just great. I am now in the studio with two of my favorite, one and a half of the, two of my favorite people of all time. Chuck Brucato, who was the founder of the Rustics years ago, a member of an inductee in the Rochester Music Hall of Fame. He has become, over the years, a good friend and almost like my older brother. And I'm here with his son, Joe Brucato, who is a wonderful human being, very kind of a shy individual. I'm trying to get him out of his shell today because he's a little bit reserved, but he's also a musician along with his dad. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about. The relationship, the history of music, and their lives and how they get along, and maybe how you don't get along. Do you ever not get along, you two guys?
No, we get along pretty well, yeah. It's simple. We try to keep things simple. Hello, the beautiful listening audience. It is I, Joseph Brucato, son of Chuck.
Son of Chuck. How are you?
Son.
Thank you so much for having us on your beautiful show.
Well, the thing is, people say that I like music. I have to say, and I know I've said this before.
What people say that?
Some people say that about me. But the thing is, I'm more fond of musicians than I am music. I mean, because it seems that musicians all have this sense of performing for people, making other people happy, no matter what it is, whether it's a national stage or a local stage, and you do it for the joy of it. And I think audiences can tell when you're doing it for the joy of it. Don't you agree?
I absolutely agree. If you're not for real, people can pick it up immediately.
Yeah, I mean, passion is the key to anything in life, not just music. If we see somebody who's installing cabinets in our kitchen, the thing that's going to, define them between mediocrity is their passion for what they're doing. Passion dictates you're going to be in love with what you're doing. You care, you have attention to details, and you're more apt to perform better. So you got to see passion.
Why didn't I think of it that way? How come you said that?
Well, you guys make a good. That's only an indication that you guys make a good
That's
team.
what I was going to say, but okay, go ahead.
So let's for those people that don't know, let's get a little bit into the history now.
All right.
Chuck, you have a wonderful story how you started out in the music business. I mean, somebody came up to you when you were at a diner someplace and said that they had a place for you to perform and gave you a couple $100 for your equipment. That's how the whole thing started, right? I mean,
that was it. We were just four guys singing for the love of singing, and we stopped at a bar one night. And there was a bartender and just to have a beer or something. We're in the booth singing. A guy walks in. He says, "I like the way you guys sing. I just opened a bar in Ontario, which is at the time is out there." He says, "Would you like to sing there?" I said, "Yeah."
So you were singing a cappella? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, we were singing a cappella
Wow.
in a booth.
Huh?
And he says, "Would you guys like to sing?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, be there in 2 weeks." I says, "Well, we don't have any equipment." He says, "How much is it?" I says, "Well, this is the early 60s. I said, "I don't know, a couple $100. He lays $200 on the table, and he leaves. And that was the beginning of it.
Okay, so here's the compelling question. All right.
Sure.
So this is the early '60s, and the guy has $200, which is probably like $20,000 now, right?
Yeah, really.
So this guy is carrying around that much cash. He must have been in a particular business, I would think.
Well, I don't know about that. I have a feeling that he just scored in some. Maybe he got lucky somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and he wasn't going to report.
But the thing was, I mean, he lays it on the table and says, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." And that was it.
Yeah.
No sign, nothing. And we looked at each other and said, "What do you guys think?" And we went out there, and that's what started the whole thing, really, basically.
So
it was a no-brainer.
So you started playing these smaller clubs then, right? I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was, we were on the floor of some bar in Ontario with guys at the bar doing shots and beer, and we didn't care. It was, there were 3 people in the audience listening to us going, "Hey, you guys are not bad."
Okay, so you're playing these smaller clubs and whatever. So how did you get to? It was called Hit Town, wasn't it? Motown was called. What was it? Hit Town was it back then? Barry Gordy.
Motown was the biggest.
But it was called. I mean, but the sign on the front of the building is what?
Hitsville.
Hitsville. Okay.
Yeah, Hitsville. Yeah, that was when I grew up. The biggest deal was RCA Victor, Columbia, Capitol Records. These were monumental studios, huge studios where they had huge orchestras and stuff. So I thought we were going to Motown, the biggest label in the world at that time. We pull up and it's a house. And it was glass windows with a silhouette of 2 people sort of dancing. And I said, "Are we in the right place here?"
Yeah.
And that was it. But that little house, in fact, I was talking with my son last night about it. Somebody asked me what the studio was like. The studio itself, it was about as big as somebody's living room, a large living room, and the magic that came out of that studio.
That's right.
It's still going on today.
Oh yeah, the expression I like to use sometimes is that something have woven their way into American culture, and certainly Motown.
Oh yeah.
Now there were 2 labels there. It was Motown. The other label was
Motown, Rare Earth. There was Tamla.
Okay.
They had several things going on there.
So you like performing together. So do you ever think of performing together on the No Nonsense Roundtable in the studio, like right now?
Oh, we could perform anywhere.
Right here.
I got to see some cash. I mean,
hold on a second.
I
got 67 cents here in my drawer.
Make it 75 and we're in.
You got it. Okay, why don't the 2 of you get together? You get together. Yeah, I have to get to one microphone though.
No, we'll do it alone. We can do it.
Okay, there you go.
let it be me who comes to hold you when the world outside has been cold to you, who sets you free. Let it be me. Ooh.
I can make you smile, honey, 'cause I understand you, and I will comfort you like no other man can do.
Oh yeah.
Who set you free? Let it be me. Let it be me.
Come a little closer. Let me feel you near. Open up and let me get inside you. I would never stop, baby.
Oh, no.
Give you all the love I got. So let it go.
Let it go.
Let me show you.
Show me.
Let it be me. Let it be me.
Yeah.
Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you. Here, I'll give you $1.50 now. Okay. How about
Thank you, Dom.
No, that's just wonderful. Okay, before too much time goes on, let's take us out with another song. How about that? You can do something you can do in a couple of minutes?
Of course.
Okay, there you go.
I try to tell you, baby, but it makes no sense. I'm dedicating this to Bobby Rush and all the blues lovers out there. This is a Jimmy Reed song called Shame, Shame, Shame. I try to tell you, baby, but it makes no sense. Now you got me, baby, up against this fence. Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
No.
The way you do. The way you do, yeah. Ain't that a shame, shame, shame? Shame on you. You take over, Father Chuck.
Well, you go out in the evening. I don't know where you're gone. 6 o'clock in the morning, baby. You come stumbling on. Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the way you do. Ain't that a shame, shame, shame? Whoa, shame on you.
Let's go to the end now. I'll say it, then you answer it. Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Nah, that's a shame.
Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Ooh.
Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Ooh, baby, that's a shame, shame.
Ain't that a shame, shame, shame?
Oh, baby, what you do?
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Okay, you're up to $4.50 now. Well, guys, it's been a wonderful afternoon. Oh, great afternoon. Great afternoon. Camaraderie. You know, I feel like your family.
Got a tire flick fixed. You forgot to tell everybody about your tire.
Yeah.
Did we get every segment?
We got every. Yeah. You had to rescue you. Yeah. Next week, same time, same place. Thank you, Chuck, and thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Dom.
Thank you, Dom.
Hey.
Beautiful.
Next week, same time, same place. It's the No Nonsense Roundtable.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my tribute to the fellow who was my best friend, Chuck Brucato, and I hope you enjoyed it. And do yourself a favor, take that trip to nononsenseroundtable.com and share that with people so they might know a little bit about Chuck too. Thanks for listening.